Okay, we're going to pick it up on this hoaxology, and hopefully these are helpful and you can create the video in your style and in your manner. And I'll be glad to talk to you on the phone or anything you need. But I want you to be the creator of it, okay?
Way in the back of people's nose.
Okay, now once again, take a look at that. That had 3 little dots in it, and that's kind of important too, because the 3 represents you bought it, okay? It's your story now. You really believe this. This poking this thing in your nose and getting a swab is going to tell you whether you have the corny virus or not, right? You bought it. You're really engrossed in this video, okay?
One of the biggest reasons that a test comes back negative, what we call false negative, is that we don't get enough sampling.
Okay, the reason it comes back negative is because there's nothing to test for. It doesn't exist, and it's all a hoax, so they call it a false negative. Hey, if it's a test, then there's no such thing as a false negative, right? It's either yay or nay. It's not a false negative.
So, for context, COVID-19 has something called RNA inside it. RNA is a bit like DNA, but it's...
Okay, I'm not sure where you're at on all this with DNA stuff, but I believe it's just bull crap, all right? But what I want to point out to you is that the helix, or whatever they call this thing here, is the number 8, okay? Take a look at it. Now, this is a snake, all right? And the 8 is what they call the snake eating its tail, all right? Which is kind of the symbol of this thing just goes on and on forever and ever. So the snake eating the tail. And there's a name for that. Right at the moment, I can't think of the name. So I believe that DNA is just nonsense. I don't know where you stand on that, but RNA is nonsense too. So they're just combining nonsense with nonsense.
Instead of a paired double strand, it only has a single strand. And this is surrounded by a fatty membrane, which is covered in spike proteins. That's essentially all the virus is.
So this virus...
Okay, now what you're seeing right now is what's called a sigil. And a sigil is the creation of a wizard or witch that is empowered by demonic forces that will sort of emanate lies, okay? Sigil magic. They create something, some type of a symbol that's never been seen before, and this symbol now puts a hex on you, puts a bunch of nonsense in your head that you believe or makes you do something, okay? It's called sigil. S-I-G-I-L magic.
Uses RNA as its genetic material, so we want to extract that RNA out. And once we extract that RNA out, we then copy that RNA from...
Oh, okay, so they get RNA and copy it. How do they copy it? You could make a joke here, they take it to a fax machine. Or they take it to a copier machine down at the local copier store. Or they take it to their own copier in their own house. That's how they copy it.
From RNA into DNA, and that's called reverse transcription.
Okay, now that's just nonsense too, reverse transcription. They just make up stupid terms that sound sophisticated, but once again, what you're really looking at is the 8. And the 8 is like, it's wrap up. We wrap up the hoax, all right? And it's a snake eating its tail. You'll never get out of it because it's 8. And maybe you can even make a pun on it. You ate it. You ate the story.
So now, if the virus is there, it's in a DNA form. Once it's in a DNA form, we can then put it into a PCR reaction.
Okay, just more BS. They make all this stuff up and it sounds so sophisticated. And you're just sitting there saying, oh, I don't understand any of this, but I trust him. Do you really trust this dude? All right? Or this woman?
And there we take little things called primers, which are short snippets of DNA.
Notice how he talks about we do this and we do that, like he's some super duper expert. Do you really think this yo-yo's an expert?
And they match the DNA that we're looking for. So if it finds...
Okay, now we got something here, big time. This is called Jacob's Ladder, all right? And Dave showed me this a long time ago. I don't know if his video is still alive and around, but actually what it is one side of the pole has a charge and the other side of the pole has a charge. And if you took like an electrical components and you had them like this side has like positive charge and this side negative charge, and you shoot a spark and the spark just goes up, 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 and then it disappears. Up, 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 and it disappears, okay? So it's Jacob's Ladder, not in the Bible sense, like in Genesis, but it's Jacob's Ladder in touching with the heavenly demonic forces, because Jacob's Ladder in the Bible was Jacob getting in touch with the true angels. And the true angels went up and down on the ladder, right? So this is getting in touch with the false angels or the demons. And they sort of go up and down on the ladder. So this is called Jacob's Ladder, but it's in the occult realm of Jacob's Ladder. Okay, let me stop right here and make another vid.